Welcome to this episode of D20 Theater. Thank you for those watching on Twitch for sitting through our stream of inside jokes. It was necessary.
Very much.
It was
so.
necessary.
Yeah.
It's a ritual. You know, you got to get into it. All right.
A ritual of idiocy.
Before we get started today, I came up with a kind of neat idea. I feel like, and we're going to try it out today. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we'll get rid of it. But I came up with a kind of neat idea. Now that I've got all these Terra tiles, right? Which, by the way, great product. Check out Terra tiles. But I got all these Terra tiles,
We're not sponsored.
They're not
but
sponsored.
they're pretty good, though.
They're a great product. Check them out. But no, I got all these Terra tiles, and I had this kind of neat idea. So you'll see under each of your dice trays, you have a stack of Terra tiles.
Cool.
So in each encounter, my idea is that each of you can play one Terra tile to create the encounter from your hand.
That's fun.
And so when there's a random encounter, you play a Terra tile and set it down, and you combine the Terra tiles in whatever menu you see fit, as long as they're all connected in some way. And then I also have some stand-up terrain from the same company, and I'll hold some of this up. We have little ruins that is freestanding. We have some bridges.
Those will be melted.
As well as on the other side, there's fords. And then finally, I have a couple various kinds of trees. Are
they happy little trees?
I have some like deciduous-looking trees and some pine-looking trees.
Coniferous, those are.
You know what? They're trees.
Yeah, Colby's the teacher here.
Look, I teach theater. I don't know about trees.
Not biology.
So, but anyhow, I was thinking that the trees would be in the stand-up terrain would be in a pool. And so in any given encounter, you can add as many or as few stand-up pieces of terrain as you like, wherever you like on the map, but it leaves the pool for the night. Your hand of tiles...
that's why we have...
Right, and your hand of tiles would refresh once everyone's used all of theirs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that way, it kind of changes up the encounters. It makes things a little bit different each time. We have some terrain that we can take part in. And then, once you've placed all the terrain, I'll tell you where you're starting.
Oh.
Okay, so it's kind of a you get to cut the cake, but I get to choose.
Right, exactly.
I was
get to
waiting
cut the
for
cake,
the,
but
but
I get
then
to
I get to blow up one of the characters.
So I thought that might make random encounters a little bit different, a little bit more interesting.
Sure.
Gamify that a little bit.
Our chat is using our new subscribe button that has a photo of Greg doing this face.
That's
And
a
it
good
says,
one.
dang it, Greg.
Dang it, Greg.
Dang it, Greg!
Dang it.
Feel free to use it. It's
Also,
probably
since
going to
we
be relevant.
we do have a partnership with Dice Dungeons, I feel like I have to mention, so I went ahead and I ended up getting a bunch of these from my dad. He already gave me some of my Christmas gifts here, and my dad got me a couple new sets, so now I am entirely converted to metal Dice Dungeons dice.
I'm
Hey.
so
Going
excited
to
to
kill
start
us,
my
yeah.
journey with
Oh man,
They
they're
roll,
so pretty.
they roll real
They're so
well.
pretty.
We're gonna
journey.
die.
Also, we have a 10% off code currently, D20 Theater. If you want a quick link, it's in our description below on Twitch. So just go and click that little square that I made, and it'll port you right to Dice Dungeons webpage.
All right,
And you
well,
get the 10% off.
with that, you guys want to play some D&D?
I guess.
Sort of.
All right, cool. We'll call it, and we'll no. Let's get started. So,
Guess we'll call it then.
it's a real optimistic outlook for the beginning.
See you guys.
All right.
Thanks for coming.
So, when last we left our heroes,
Right. When last we left our heroes, we were transporting the orc who had been in charge of the garrison at Oglesby, who had a name like Thakra, but I don't remember what it actually was. Spoilers for like 30 seconds from now, it's not terribly relevant. But we were transporting him and came across the wreck of a ship. We were transporting him to the Hayfork and came across the wreck of a ship of Hayfork design. And we investigated and found lots of dead dudes. It all looked like they'd been killed by... Most of them had been killed by arrows, and then a couple of them had been killed in close melee by one very skilled opponent. At which point we heard some noise from our ship and noticed that our crewmen were dead. And we went back, and then there was an orc assassin who was there, who had previously managed to snipe everybody aboard that other ship until she got aboard and killed the others in close quarters. We fought her for a while. She managed to grab our captive and get him out into the water before we were able to restrain her. She killed the captive and used a cloak of the mountebank to head back towards the other ship. We were eventually able to subdue her. She was subsequently interrogated. She was tortured. We tortured her. She's now missing a leg because our goodly druid is not very goodly to orcs. Not so much.
A little racist.
A little bit. She gave us the information, though, about a meeting that was going to be taking place with the hill tribes. When we finally made our way to the Hayfork, then we dropped off the assassin and have now basically set off towards this meeting point, along with a turncoat of the hill tribes, before they can fully unify and ally themselves with the orcs, because that'd be bad. Did I leave anything out there, Colby?
You do as well have the spy from the Hayfork, Evian.
Thank you. That's right. She's thoroughly unimpressed with literally all of us.
All right. Well, that puts us then back into our travel when last we left off.
Indeed.
We were right about here on the map, just about to
Can you camera
just about
control
to
this?
enter.
Oh, God.
Go
Yeah.
up just a
Boys,
little.
Come on, Haley. Just do the thing.
You can
Alright.
do.
Well, that was all of it.
Oh.
Oh, well, great.
All right, good. It needed to
Never
be up a
mind.
little
Go back
bit anyway.
down. That's
No, it's
whatever. You can
fine.
leave it
It's,
there.
it's
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Okay.
It wasn't missing anything being this high up.
I did it, everyone. I'm the best.
You get a laser pointer for your cats? We'd be like, all right.
Oh, I actually
We
do, but
do.
it's really weak.
Oh,
And a
Sorry,
cat will
that's-
jump
no.
at it, and that'd be on.
That's accurate too.
Loves it.
So, let's see how we go after battling the frogs the night before.
Oh, we did fight some frogs.
Yeah, you set off the next morning.
Thaddeus hates frogs.
What pace are you moving?
How many days are we away from where we need to be?
Let's-
We're going to this. Did you describe that?
Yes, the meeting
At
place.
a normal pace, it's 2 hexes a day, so I'm going to
Yeah.
give you the average in that. The meeting place is right up here.
Be the weatherman.
You could travel straight through the hills, which would risk run-ins with... Oh, yeah. You could travel through the hills, which would risk run-ins with some of the hill tribes. If you did so, the hills themselves are also a higher danger level than this area.
Right.
So you could travel through the hills, or you could travel around through this forest. Of course, the forest is also a higher danger level because it's a forest. So it's up to you. Do you want to go through the dangerous hills covered with hill tribes, or through the forest where who knows what could be lurking?
My
Owlbears,
people.
probably.
People?
My
His people.
I'm
Your
ready.
people. The forest?
I'm so ready for
All right.
forest.
All right,
we'll go
let's
through
do
the
the
forest.
forest. Why not?
And at a normal pace, each hex is 2 days. So at a normal pace, it'll be basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes, so 3 days.
We got this.
We do have time. I believe.
We assume.
We were told we had several days.
That's true. Yeah, it is on a time scale, but you're not
Right.
really sure what the time scale is.
Out of game, I don't really think Colby would have us miss this part. It seems like it's kind of plotted.
A lot of things happen as you arrive at them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
sort of the
usually
magic of
Yeah, it's for
D&D.
the sake of the drama.
So, currently, of course, the danger level of this area is...
Very high.
Ooh, this particular forest is actually a 4.
Ooh.
Whoa.
So yes, very fair.
Very high.
We're on a 1 to 5 scale, so.
All right.
4 out of
1 to
11.
6. It's 1
Oh,
to
it's 1 to 6.
Oh, I thought it was
I thought it was 1 to
Oh,
5.
that is 1 to 5. That's why.
Because
it's
I thought you
five.
said 5 was a desolate hellscape or something. Is it 1 to 6? Did you lie to us?
I thought you said 5.
You liar!
I did say 1 to 5.
You lied to
You sneaky.
All right. I did say 1 to 5.
We got another level. Look
Wow.
at that.
Oh, because there's never ever an encounter in.
We
You
get
got
another
another level?
Of danger.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I was
it's
like,
1 to
I'm
5.
still 7.
So,
I'm excited.
As you set off in the
Yay.
morning,
I get divine weapon.
roll me a D100 Grant.
It is Grant's
Grant
turn. I was
roll
the toad last time.
D100.
That's a 86. Wow. Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't like that.
That's pretty darn
Well,
good.
I don't
Let's-
dislike it yet.
Pretty darn
Let's
bad.
place
Let's
down
draw some tiles.
some tiles. What's this random encounter look like, guys?
I don't
What
know.
indeed?
You guys go ahead and decide. Each person can play one
That's-
tile.
That's pretty.
That's.
I don't know why it's there.
Oh, only play the snow side. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was like, we're
Yeah,
about
this
to
side's a
fight
little-
in...
Little.
That's just abyss.
That's the other side. That's some spoopy stuff going on there.
That's final boss area.
It's
where that
real,
is.
real scary.
I'm putting down a river, noting that everyone just note that.
All right. There's.
How's
So I
combo?
guess. Oh,
Combo.
good.
River
I am
combo.
choosing my tile. I'm choosing this because there's lots of forest. in my area of
Somehow I
points.
figured.
All right. So you're just putting that one, popping it right up in there.
That other side is where we fight Cthulhu or something.
Yeah, it's something bad.
Someone's missing
And then
one.
I'm gonna put. It's mine.
Greg.
It's me. I'm still waiting. Colby's still doing stuff. I didn't think I was holding anything up.
You're holding everything up.
Haley, why?
Oh my God, Greg.
Dang it, Greg.
Dang it, Greg!
Dang it, Greg.
Greg.
Oh, spam it! Spam it! Dang it, Greg!
All right, so we're set.
Absolutely.
Then let's. Do we have any terrain we want to add, or do we want to keep it with that? Any 3D terrain?
Sam, did you want to add a tree?
A bridge
yeah.
or a ford?
Tree me.
You do want a tree?
Let's
There's
put a-
trees all
let's-
over there.
Let's
I
put
guess we might
Grab me
need
one of those
A
conifers.
bridge or a ford?
a bridge.
Put it on
There's
one of
just
those
some-
trees.
What's a ford? Oh.
It's a
let's
tall
do
one.
Ford.
All right.
So we
Neat.
can just hop, skip, and jump across that one.
All right. Cool.
Across that bit of it.
Do you want this
Yeah.
tree on top of the other tree where it doesn't make a difference, or do you want it somewhere else?
Oh, so the trees are gonna be there whether or not
These
they're
will be
3D.
bushes, and if there's that tree, it'll make a
tree.
A tree.
Which
How
you better
about
believe I'm about to make that
Map
thing
making
look
with
up.
D20
Uh-oh.
theater.
All right. All right. So
What you're gonna do? What?
you guys are traveling from across the river, so you can place yourself in this hex right there.
Oh, okay. So we're just starting just right there. Okay.
Yeah, this monster has a big AOE, so I thought I'd put you all close enough.
Handy.
Yeah.
Great.
It's the abomination.
Oh,
we're
God.
all going to die.
All right. So, as you start forward that morning, you break camp. You travel for about an hour, maybe two, until you come to this ford. The water here, of course, is icy cold, and the river is rushing below. You could cross the ford, but it's gonna be slippery. Do you want to attempt to cross the ford? Or you could search until you find a way around.
How deep does the water look?
The water's not particularly deep, especially at the ford. I mean, it's a ford.
Yeah.
But nearby, it gets to depths of maybe 4 feet.
Okay. So I'm tall enough to keep my head above water, if barely, and I've got a big spear, so I can
Right.
plant that. I'm in favor of
It's
it.
also
Cross.
very
is it-
cold.
Is it slippery because
I'm a
it's
dwarf.
icy?
I'm tough.
Colby?
What's that?
Your
Is
boy's
it
about to
slippery
be
because
tree,
it's
so-
very icy and stuff?
It is slippery, yeah, because it's wintry, yeah.
Could I just like cast a fire?
Produce
Burning
is it?
hands, bro.
Burning hands.
Yeah, you
but
can burning hands.
basically,
yeah.
can I breathe fire to kind of melt the ice?
cast
and
Yeah,
stuff
absolutely,
less
you
slippery? Okay.
You could.
Why
It
do
would
we
still be a
want-
little slippery because it's water on rock, but yeah.
Why
Will
do
it
we
still
want
change?
Right, it would help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wow. What?
Wow. Why do we want to burn the ice if we could use it as a bridge?
It's not really.
The ice isn't the bridge. The stones are. It's a
This,
ford.
this is just a
So I'll just
shallower
use
area.
the dragonborn feet and
All right.
breathe fire.
All right, you do so. It's now easier to cross. So you could if you want.
Terrific. I'm gonna try and cross.
All right,
Yeah,
roll me a dexterity check, just flat dexterity.
Oh, bummer.
Dex, not athletics. 18.
Not bad.
18, not bad at all.
Can I go bracing myself with my spear to try to
Where
help
are
myself
Yeah,
out?
and Grant, you'll be on the other side there. Yeah, you can go next. Go ahead.
Do I get a bonus if I'm using my
If
spear?
you're bracing your
to brace
spear, I've
myself?
lowered the DC for you.
All right. 14?
Yeah, you make it all the way across.
Cool.
As you do so,
Yay! Well, at least it's us across. Hey.
roll for initiative.
Oh dear.
Great. That's
All right, that is.
Oh dear.
Oh.
What? What? Get out of here.
One of these.
Yeah, you're scary.
All right. I'll be posting a picture.
The snow starts to shift right around you,
That's pretty
and
bad.
3 snow spiders climb up out of the snow.
no.
You goofy spiders.
So it's
You
Spiders.
silly
It's always
ice spiders. I've
spiders.
seen that movie.
Spiders, yeah. Osborne,
It's
what
great.
you got?
8. Yeah,
Esteem.
not very good.
8 also.
8. UI.
Oh god. I did not calculate it ahead of time. 22.
Can you get boosted
Did
off
not
the walls?
calculate.
Yeah.
There we go, okay.
He's gone.
Thaddeus.
16.
Barthune.
18.
Nice. Man, the cleric is on point with his dex today.
All right.
I've rolled
well,
like
UI,
just 18s
you're
with
up
this dice
first.
today.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. I'm gonna, but
Keep
to be expected.
I will smack this guy with
Alright.
my fire axe.
All right.
Oh yeah. Good call.
Smacky
I
hands.
will do it
Smacky hand.
twice, and then I will punch him.
Ooh.
Well, I got a crit.
Was that a
Oh,
crit?
buddy.
It was.
Good way to kick off the night.
And 15.
15 will hit.
Awesome.
Taking your axe, you hack into one of his legs, and fire arcs up its leg into its body.
Yeah.
So then I need 46. And then 15 will hit too, so that's 2. Okay.
And let's try to roll our damage at the same time
Yes,
as ours
yes, yes.
to hit.
I'm sorry I'm slow.
It's okay.
She has too many dice.
I do.
Dang it,
really
Haley, more
hard.
like.
Nice try, Greg.
Nice try, Greg.
Nice try, Greg.
Dang it, Greg, in the chat.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
29, man.
Boy, some pretty high damage.
Yeah, that's a crit on a magic axe.
Fair, that's
So
fair.
that hand axe cleaves into the leg, hacking it off immediately as the fire starts to burn away at the torso of this spider.
And then I punch him in the face
All right.
for 7 damage.
All right, bringing your fist up, you slam straight into his face, and I did something wrong here.
Great. Now
Dang
we
it.
can't do
No.
thing stuff.
Dang it,
fine.
Greg.
Dang it,
Don't
Greg.
make
Dang it, Greg.
What? Hold on now.
All right, Barthon.
I'm going to say that I was looking back at our friends,
Okay.
watching them
Is
cross
this a
the
spider,
river.
by the way?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say I
It's a big
noticed
old spider.
that spider first, and I'm going to point my halberd at it and cast a sacred flame from its tip. So it's going to make a dex save,
that dex save.
and it's going to take 11 if it fails, and 6 if it passes.
Well,
Or does it
nothing.
just
It
not?
passed.
Okay. Well, then
nothing happened.
nothing happens.
It bounces really nimbly on the legs it has
All right,
left.
the sacred flame.
Yes.
All right, as this light sears into it, it just sort of burrows down into the snow and comes back up nearby.
Gotcha.
All right, Thaddeus.
I'm gonna address the. I'm gonna actually move over to assist my cleric comrade here.
Vote.
So I don't believe so. It looked like I was about a space away from
Yeah,
it.
you're fine.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna swing in twice with my my spear, just aiming straight for joints between its legs. So I got 1 and 2 attacks here. That's the wrong d20. Sorry. Ugh. One is an 11.
That will not do
Okay.
it.
The other one's a 17.
17 will.
Okay. So that's gonna be 7 damage.
All right, nice.
Slam into a
And
joint
so
there.
taking your spear, you drive it straight into the creature's joint. Its leg starts to twitch and writhe as though you've got it right at a nerve ending.
Yeah.
And in response, it is gonna give a bite to you.
Okay.
Give a butt. Yeah.
I don't know.
In response, 10 more snow spiders leap from the ground.
1,000,000 snow spiders. The
One-
snow itself is made of spiders.
One giant snow spider.
Hey, would you hand me the Tome of Beasts?
So many things.
It's right
Why?
behind you.
Why
Oh,
do you
you
care? Why do I have
snow
to?
spider stats?
Well, I have them, but I want to double check that this is
This one.
correct.
Its DC isn't really 26.
Oh no, I see it. Never mind. I don't need it anymore. Okay, so as it
Greg.
skitters up in response, it kind of lunges forward with a bite, trying to clamp down onto you, underestimating your armor, which deflects the blow. The other one comes up
I
behind
got
you,
hot armor too.
and it's gonna go for Barthune.
Uncomfortable. Ah, sorry.
So as it
That's fine.
skitters up,
I figured.
it sort of rears up on 4 legs. Its front 4, it's sort of trying to get at you, and it's all right. It as it comes down, it's gonna have a 17 to hit.
That does get me.
Is that your AC exactly?
No, it's minus 16.
Oh, gotcha. All right, that's gonna deal 12 piercing damage, and make me a Constitution save.
Sure thing.
You get a +3 from standing next to me.
Nice. That's gonna be pretty good. That is a 17.
All right, you're set. So in that case, you'll take 8 cold damage.
Oof.
All right.
Pass.
The spider over there
Yeah.
is going to take a chomp at a steam.
Oh, okay.
That's
Don't
going
mind
to be
that.
21 to hit.
Okay. Well, that'll happen.
Yeah, you ain't shielding out of that
And
one.
that's
yeah.
going to deal 7 piercing damage.
That's not that bad.
And roll me a con save.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's a 19.
All right, cool. Then you will take 10 cold damage. Oh, no.
Jeez.
On it, you passed.
Okay.
5 cold damage.
Wow.
Wow.
That was a good chomp.
It's steam.
Nick Brand.
Okay, well, I will retaliate with one of the new skills I picked up and cast Shadow Blade.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, as a bonus action, pop that into my hand and then whack this guy with
I
it.
like that our diviner is such a duelist.
Here we go. So that's a simple melee weapon with finesse, so it's just going to be not a great to hit, but
But a 2d8 on
a
a
2d8 to hit will do the
on,
job.
on a damage.
And that is a 23 to hit. Nice.
Boom.
Nice. So I'll
Get a
give
lot
that
of
a
steam here.
Oh, that
Just
jumped
jim
out.
jamming around.
That's going to be 14 slashing damage on it.
All right, nice. So taking your hand, you open your fist. A blade sort of starts to emanate from your hand and form into a solidified shadow. You close your hand around the hilt of this weapon and quickly slash it across the front of the spider's head,
This is nice.
slashing between 3 of its eyes. It sort of skitters back. Osborne.
Well,
It's a spider sound.
That's what spiders do.
I'm going to grab a plant that seems to be underneath some of the snow. I'm
Okay.
gonna grab it and rip it up, and then turn it into a thorn whip.
You murder.
Yeah, it's one of those as you reach down to pull it. If you've ever pulled roots,
Yeah.
it's one of those that you start to pull it, it just looks like a little flower, and then you start to pull it, and it goes, and it's like this whole big thing, and you didn't expect it.
And I'm gonna try to whip it around one of its legs and pull it towards me towards the
Okay.
water.
Yeah. Swing it, bro.
So you're attacking one of the ones over here.
Where?
This is the
you're
one
with
that's.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a melee spell attack roll, so he's not at disadvantage.
I'm not at disadvantage.
No, what I'm
but
talking
I'm gonna
about
go.
is he said pull
yeah,
forward.
I'm not gonna pull that one.
Oh,
close to
you're
me.
pulling this one into the water?
Yeah, that one.
Nice.
What's the range on that?
30 feet.
Okay, then yeah, you're good.
What's 7 plus 5?
That's 13, 12.
12.
Does 12 hit you?
As you whip your thorn whip forward, the spider hops back, just one little hop, and then rears itself up. Its 2 front legs, sort of getting ready to come at you. It looks like.
I'm gonna roll it back up and say, "Come on."
All right. That puts us at UI.
Oh my god, my
You
turn.
might
Okay,
punch some
I'm
dudes.
going to punch that guy again,
Launch some
With an
missiles,
axe.
do some damage.
as well as punch him in the
He
face.
launches missiles.
All right.
Can do that.
I occasionally do damage. Sometimes.
15 is the lowest.
That'll hit.
All right, then it does. 6, 12, 18.
18 damage.
But plus
Woof.
the
And that was with your
plus
axe.
12. Yes.
Okay. So taking your axe, you cleave upwards right below the spider's jaw in between his mandibles. And tear up, sending a splatter of this green-gray matter across the snow. He's killed.
Nice.
Guys, I don't know, but what's
Nice.
happening? But when I
But-
hit, I actually do a good job.
You hit.
You can still run a mile.
Both
if you want.
down.
I'm going to cast
You
a
still
quick
move.
healing word on myself. That's going to heal me for 8.
All right.
And then as the spider
It
right
heals you for
here.
more than that, doesn't it?
No, it's 2 plus the spell's level plus 2, and then that again. 'Cause-
Oh, okay.
So it's 8.
My bad.
You're good. And then I'm gonna, as this spider is distracted by Sam trying to whip at it, I'm gonna cast
Who?
another
So,
Osborne.
Osborne. I'm gonna cast another Sacred Flame now.
Alright.
The,
Dex save.
Those are good
At the-
Dex save
at the
for that
butcher.
spider.
He got a 5.
So he's gonna take 10 radiant damage.
All right.
That's it.
All right. That puts us at Thaddeus.
I'm gonna disregard the spider I was hitting. Clearly, it's not very dangerous. It didn't manage to do anything. And now it's got the monk bearing down on it. And I'm gonna turn around and stab in twice at this spider as it kind of staggers back from that radiant light. I've got 2 hits coming in. The lower of the 2 is a 22.
22 will hit.
So that's gonna be so it's 5 and 7, so 12 total damage.
All right.
So just stabbing in one after another, seeking joints between its legs and.
From behind, as you do that, the spider that you were just turning away from leaps up, and you can feel its legs like wrap around you as it tries to pull you back. but quickly you just push your arms out, and it's knocked away.
I felt nauseous.
Barthune, the one in front of you, bites down hard with a critical hit.
Youch.
Yikes.
Actual youch.
Alright, so that's...
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Did we decide that we could use the portents thing after the roll? Or are we sticking to...
Let's stick to raw. Let's stick to raw.
Aw.
Alright, so...
Sad state of affairs.
16 piercing damage.
Ouch.
Make me a con save.
Oh, here's gonna be the big one. You got that +3. You're gonna need it.
10 on the con save.
Ooh. So that's gonna be...
She's at 16 on the first.
Yeah.
Okay.
25 cold damage. From that. You still have any HP?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
That's
so,
good.
It probably does a bad if it reduces.
It's actually really interesting, and it's not like an instant kill. It's kind of neat. I'll
Okay.
tell you later.
It's
But
Pretty neat.
as
like
it bites
nature.
you, seeing that failed, it becomes very clear to these spiders that they are not going to get the easy prey that they were hoping for.
No.
You can see these two
Just
spiders
weird.
sort of walking backwards, burrowing back down into their little hidey holes. They're not disengaging, so if you'd like, you could opportunity type, but it does look like they're fleeing.
Yeah, I'll take an opportunity.
I think I probably will too. As it that one
You're
especially that keeps
Yeah.
beating on my cleric friend. I got him for another 5 damage.
All right,
How does the 16 treat you?
16 will hit.
Right.
I didn't add 8.
Are you doing the same one or a different one?
I'll hit the one that bit me just now.
Alright.
Yeah, so same one.
9. 9 damage.
All right, yeah.
I also hit.
Oh, but you hit the other one.
Oh, you are near it. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
she darted across there.
14.
Okay, nice. The spiders, being hit by a barrage of attacks, pull themselves back underground, and the snow sort of packs in above
Or
them.
you just gonna let the one that near us go in?
The
It's-
one
that
you
one's
yelled
dead.
at.
It's dead.
She killed it.
She
That's-
killed it.
Yeah.
She beat its face in.
I'm doing really good right now.
She's doing great.
Gray and green matter sprayed. Whatever.
Yeah, you're on the growths
exact.
now.
Just for curiosity's sake, so if the cold damage reduces the target to 0 hit points, the target becomes frozen. A frozen creature is paralyzed but alive and can thaw by spending 1 hour in warm temperature or by taking 15 fire damage.
Neat.
Huh.
So yeah.
That would have been a pain in the neck to try to do out
Yeah.
here in the midst of nowhere. We would have had to do fire damage.
Especially
Which,
since he's the fire
Is
damage.
the only one.
I have
Yeah.
pretty
Oh, I
flame.
guess she could
Pretty
whack him
flame,
with it.
yeah.
I just-
oh, okay.
pretty
Good.
slow.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yep.
true.
You just slowly melting it like you've got an arc welder in your hand.
All right. After that encounter, the rest of the morning passes fairly.
spending some
Or the afternoon. I'm sorry. The afternoon passes uneventfully.
I don't know about all of you warm-blooded folk, but those guys. Oh, I felt really cold there.
You come to evening.
We need to get you some better armor, friend.
You come to evening and you find a nice spot, a sort of warm outcropping over with a hill, sort of raises out and it forms a small cave. And the heat of being within the earth, basically here in this cave in the hill, forms a warm space for you to take a rest.
Nice.
Do we keep the? You said the tiles are like discarded, right?
The tiles are discarded
Yeah.
until all of them are used.
That's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
So if you discard them, just set them under your chair.
Yeah.
Let's do that. All right. So that night you're bedding down for camp, and I need someone to roll me a d6 or a d10. I'm sorry.
Okay. I got it. 7.
A 7? Okay. I didn't tell you about the d10, and I should have.
Oh.
So
But now we'll
at
know.
the end of each day, you'll roll a d10. If the number rolled is less than or equal to the danger level, then you find something interesting.
Oh.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so the
Darn
more
you,
dangerous of an area,
The cooler stuff.
the
you can
cooler
find.
stuff.
Okay,
That's
I
pretty
dig
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are we doing night rolls?
Yes, and now it's time for night rolls.
Ooh, we're second watch.
All right.
Yeah.
Just at dusk, while the camp's finished being set and the first of you have gone off to bed. Give me a D100 here.
So I'm transferring.
So our
Roll
hit
it.
points, we're long resting. We're
Yeah, but you haven't finished the long.
You want me to roll it or
Yeah, you use your turn.
48.
48. Okay.
Wait, Nick, do
In
that
the
to
night, you
Here it
hear.
is. I'm using that as a gift. It's the cops. Run! Whose watch is this?
First watch,
first
I think,
watch.
is us.
I think it's y'all two,
Yeah.
then us two, then the other
me for
two.
the rest of the
Alright.
day.
Yeah, then you just.
My vigil.
So that's what you hear.
I'm so bored. So we hear from a great distance, just
Not
one.
from a great distance, but it's
Okay.
not immediately nearby.
From
I'll just-
afar.
I'll just kind of shift my hand over towards where my spear is and just have it lean
Any-
against me.
is
I'm
there any
feeling I
rocks
need to get a little
nearby?
bit more.
Any
Are we-
rocks?
Yeah, are we in?
You're
like,
in a cave right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to pick up a rock, cast light on it, and just kind of chuck it outside the
Oh,
cave.
fair.
Okay. As you do so, you toss it out, and it sort of embeds itself in the snow, which deadens the distance a little bit, but it's still over that white snow. It reflects pretty far,
Gotcha.
and you can see that out there doesn't appear to be any woodland animals right here around. At first, you do spy like the light of two eyes in a bush, and then they scamper off. It looks like it might have been a deer or something.
Gotcha.
Sort of like a wolf, but only one so far. I doubt they'll attack the campsite.
Most likely.
Suddenly, you hear the deers pacing get much quicker, and you hear several other thuds of paw prints and footsteps behind it.
Several wolves, perhaps not.
And then you hear all of the movement stop.
Wolves! I just call back to you.
Well, I don't really care. They're doing
I
their
don't
thing.
know if we need wake them yet.
Yeah, good night.
We can. I'll just
We're in the forest. That's where wolves go.
Roll.
just watch the cave entrance.
The halfling tends to be grumpy when he's first woken up.
Just watch
Probably
the
best to get it over with.
just watch the cave entrance.
Right about midnight. Who's on watch about midnight?
Is that the third watch?
That's second.
Second and third is
Yep.
midnight.
I'll
Or
be
second.
I'll be third.
Okay.
If it makes any difference during our watch, I'll just have kept throwing a rock every hour or whatever, just to keep the light up and then. Whatever.
Right about midnight, I'm assuming you informed him about that. Who's on watch? I'm sorry.
We're second watch.
Second. Okay.
And then third.
So, as you're getting ready to shift into his watch, you hear right above you,
Ooh.
atop of the cave,
Oh, neat.
Like on top.
like something's walking
something's
on
on
the
the
hill above you.
Neat. I'm sleeping.
Whenever we go to bed, we'll leave a rock for them
Sure.
out front for however long it lasts. I think it's
Hey,
an
I
hour.
can see in the dark.
So can
there you
I.
go.
Did you hear that? Yeah. What do you think it is?
Did it sound like it was only 2 feet, or did it
Roll me a
sound
nature
like...
check
You're all in nature.
or
Okay.
perception. Either one of those would work.
I'm gonna roll the crap out of that nature check.
Yeah, please do.
Please do.
Can I do animal handling instead?
No.
Wow.
Sam got it.
Oh, whoa, perception is +5.
All right.
Yeah.
So
17.
it definitely sounded like 4 feet. Both of you can tell.
All
that.
right, then I say, it sounded like it was a dog, or a wolf, or something.
Oh, let's just let him go. There's wolves all through the forest. What? In Yuane's name.
Roll me a performance.
Can my doggo? Is my doggo responding?
The doggo looks scared.
Oh no. I sort of take the light that he left out
16.
for us, and I cover it so that the doggo can't see the light.
Alright.
I cover your light.
So as you make that noise, you hear the howling above stop, and you hear.
That might have been a bad idea.
Wait, I got this.
Except that it
You
can't-
see at the edge of the cave some snow fall down right in front of you.
How often do red druids come about in this
I mean,
forest?
no druids are very common,
Okay.
honestly.
So I wouldn't immediately assume, just a red
Right.
druid messing with
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just put my hand over his mouth?
And
I
in this part of the world as well,
comfort my dog.
in Thrumikath, the people of the domain of the eight, old gods of man, typically, they'll be led by druids. But in this part of the world, it's actually usually warlocks, because they still have.
But they're still red warlocks.
Right, they're warlocks of the red, but they have a more direct connection to the eight.
Okay.
Yeah, I comfort my doggo and I
Is there sort of
try to keep
servants
his
on?
mouth shut. And we just stay very quiet.
Alright. You hear, like, snow tumble, and then you hear
What's in front of us?
nothing.
Oh, no. Can I just... Oh, okay.
But nothing like in
I
the
peek
snow.
my head.
Nothing yet. You kind of lean out.
Yeah.
There's nothing on top of the cave.
What?
You hear, as you're peeking out, you hear from behind you.
I'm going to just produce flame, turn, and then point my hand towards
Alright.
whatever this ground
Looking
is.
over your shoulder, you can see a dire wolf.
Oh no.
It looks like a very large dire wolf, and it's sort of lowered down on its haunches, and it's growling at you. Its hair's standing. It seems to be investigating that noise you made.
Mm-hmm.
You hear, and from the other side of the clearing of the woods there,
Mm-hmm.
you see another sort of walk right out next to the bushes.
Does it look like they're using pack tactics on me, like trying to surround me?
It does currently. You can see. Roll a perception check.
Okay. How does a 13 treat you?
13. You can see at least 3 dire wolves now that are in the woods right at the tree line.
I'm gonna keep mine on what I assume is the alpha. My produce flame on it. I'm gonna turn my head to Boss UI, but keep eye contact with the wolf. Wake everyone up.
Yeah, I do so.
And then I close
Don't
my
wake me
hand, turn into a tree. I'm gonna turn into a woken tree.
Right? The leader of the wolves sort of backs up a couple steps and comes a little closer, keeping a wide arc.
I'm going to notice that they're starting to surround me. I'm gonna step back towards the mouth of the cave, so the mouth of the cave's at my back, and I'm probably big enough to fill the cave.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stand in front of the cave and
How still are you?
wait.
Give him a pet pet.
Oh, he knows I'm alive because my eyes are trained on him.
He comes walking forward.
Give him a pet.
I'm gonna extend my hand out. Okay. Calm down, puppy.
It smells like tree.
He starts to cautiously take a step past you and sniff inside the camp. And he turns back to the other wolves. They start slowly moving forward as this one puts its snout just past you.
I'm going to grab the tail of the alpha and throw him towards his
Roll
pack.
me an attack roll.
Plus 5 to hit. 14.
14. Alright, you throw the alpha across the snow, and it skids across the snow, leaving bare rock and grass exposed. It leaps to its feet and starts running, and the others all taking pursuit.
So it's
Running
it's
away?
going away.
Oh, yeah.
That's out of here. You freak.
I'm going to beat my chest like George of the Jungle.
And you can see as they're running, as they come to the tree line, they break and head back up on top of the hill, trying to avoid the trees.
Oh. I go up
I
to
trust those trees.
I go up to Oz and then I say, "That was awesome."
I just, like, a giant tree puts its hand down for a high five. And as soon as it makes contact, I turn into a halfling.
You high-fived him back down to size.
Yeah.
Alright.
Nailed it.
That was
It's a
pretty.
lowering
That was
five.
pretty.
That was
cool.
awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That was awesome. Everyone else, false alarm, go back to sleep.
Alright, Haley. Roll me a D100.
Our wizard is not pleased.
Oh, here we go. I figured it out.
Once again.
Second time this heretic is caused
75.
time.
75? Okay.
She is that.
57. I don't really know how to read these.
Alright. About pre-dawn, before the sun has started to rise, on the last watch, is that...
That's me.
Alright. As you're sitting there, you hear speaking.
Oh, okay.
And it sounds like it's getting closer, and you hear footsteps in the snow.
Okay.
And you speak every language, basically. You speak Old Speech, right?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. So,
You have like 7.
you hear somebody approaching, saying, "Right, it was a hard fight, but this place is safe. I know it. I've been here for hunting before. We used to come down here in the winters, find ourselves some elk. Trust me, it's a good place."
I'm gonna have my my crawling claw walk towards the sound,
Alright.
like in the snow and stuff.
Okay.
Can it
Get burrow.
like detect where they're at?
Yeah, it seems like they're coming from the woods, and they're headed towards the cave.
I'm going to cast message on the one that's talking
Okay.
through the hand
Okay.
and just say, "Turn back."
He stops. He looks to his friend. He says, "What'd you say?" The guy says,
As soon as
Well,
he starts
orange
responding,
saying.
I'll have to that guy, "Turn back."
"Your mouth wasn't moving. You didn't. You heard that too. I heard it. That wasn't you. That wasn't me." You look around, and the guy says, "Oh, I've heard about the necromancer that lives in the mountains."
Oh,
He says,
okay.
"But now, they're in the hills, mages, this far west. Oh, I don't like that."
Gonna do it again and whisper, "Turn back."
You hear shouting now. "Where you are, show yourself!"
Does that wake us up?
Yeah, enough to echo in the cave.
A little bit, yeah. It might wake you up. Roll me a perception check.
I'm probably gonna stay asleep.
I got a 17.
Okay. You're awake.
I don't.
You wake up to hear, "Show yourself!"
Yeah, I'm awake.
I'm resting
What?
from turning.
I'm
very
going
asleep.
I'm gonna fire a lightning bolt into the sky.
As the lightning bolt erupts.
I'm very confused at this point. Are we fighting? I don't know.
I'm assuming that wakes us up, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
As the lightning bolt
I'll
erupts,
turn around.
Oh, okay.
you hear, "I don't want to go to this place." Right, perhaps we'll find somewhere else to hunt. Right. This way. We'll have to go through the hills. Hopefully we don't run into the tribesmen. And they start moving.
Nice.
Bloody
That's
wizards.
probably fine. We probably didn't need
I
it
really
back
wanted to
then.
druid craft a blind so they'd trip.
Yeah.
I decided not to.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna
I hope
roll
those
over.
guys weren't like good.
And as they start heading off,
gonna help us or something.
he says, you hear the other guy say, "Oh, first the winery and now this. Oh,
What?
God." And they head up.
Yeah, they're giving us story hooks.
Well, now that we're all awake,
No.
That could have been cool.
yeah, it could have been.
For all we knew, it was characters from Curse of Strahd that are just showing up to have a grand old time.
I'm just trying to defend
Hey.
all of you.
It's like
You're
Yoan
welcome.
and Barnaby hanging out.
Well, I'll communicate to all of you that there were some folks about to come upon us, speaking the old speech.
That
They
sounds
were
awesome.
they were seeking hunting grounds. I did not know how well they would take to us being here,
That's fair.
so I suggested they find their quarry elsewhere.
And then you killed them with lightning.
No, no, nothing so atrocious. I simply fired into the sky, a warning shot.
I hope we didn't mean
Is
that.
that the truth, prosecutor? Sorry, that's another inside joke.
Sorry, I'm gonna
So
roll
have you
over
got
and get
it?
my last hour of sleep or whatever before we have to go.
Yeah, good night,
This
night.
is-
Good night, night.
Night, night, everyone.
Well, the morning comes.
You just
I don't
You
have
can-
mind wizards as much as you do.
super hate wizards.
You can set
It's
up.
kind of my thing.
Let's do that.
Continuing through the woods, you're now in the thick of the woods.
My favorite.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
I'm not at
as
7.
the-
Touching every tree. Literally loving.
As
This
the morning
turn.
begins, D100.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
boy, we're really getting it.
Dark of the night.
That is a
Oh.
80, 100. 80.
So an 80.
80 on the money.
80 on the
I believe
on
that's
the-
an
on the
8,
dot.
isn't it?
No, it's 8 in the tens place.
80 and
Oh,
then
80
10.
and then a 0. I got you. Okay.
I like 80-100.
80, 100.
Oh,
80.
man, 8 was fun. Okay.
Oh.
Well, make it an
dang
8.
it. Well, it's an 8.
It's 80. All right.
So,
So,
it was an 8. He read it
as
wrong.
you're touching every
Ruining all the
tree,
fun today.
you're passing by,
Use my
and one of them
portent.
you feel like a beard like carved into the tree, and turning, this particular tree has a face carved into it that seems contorted into a scream, and it's got this big beard
Carved or molded?
carved into the tree,
Mm.
like it looks man-made, carved into the tree, and where the eyes of the face are set 2 opals.
Can I do a nature
Very large
check
opals.
to maybe sense a magic plaguing this tree?
You could.
Do it.
That wasn't very good. 7 plus 5, 12.
You do not seem to have any sort of magic that you can feel here,
Mm-hmm.
but it definitely looks like some sort of maybe religious symbol or a warning of some kind of territory marker.
I'm gonna put out a
This
divine
isn't
sense.
something that the green would do. We don't
Right.
we don't
this doesn't-
carve trees.
Well, they do. They
But
do
not
often
like
carve
this.
Yeah.
trees, but this particular thing is not one that they would.
Um, I'd like to attempt to pop an opal out.
I'm at a divine sense just while he's checking out.
What is divine sense?
Fiends, celestial, fey, undead, and then also desecrated or consecrated areas.
Yeah, you sense some fae that seem like they're inside the tree.
Are you gonna say that out loud before
There
I
are
pop
spirits in the tree.
it? Okay.
Oh, good. Hello. I wave.
Nothing happens.
I'm gonna use speak with plants.
Ooh,
Interesting.
They're
we
lovely.
never get a chance to use that.
I'll
one.
never. This is gonna be the only time I'll ever use it.
There's nothing interesting to say.
I'm going
flower.
to step back. I don't really want to be close to this thing. Gooba. Dudada.
That's plant.
That is hello.
The bark sort of like forms and closes over the opals, and you see the mouth.
Uba chu kowiwi.
And now at this point, we'll just communicate.
Because it's gonna sound much. Do we see the mouth moving,
You
or
do.
is it not moving?
You know what? I think he only sees it.
So we just see him
You're
going.
the only one who can understand it
Gooba.
during
Yeah.
this, right? Yeah, he's the only one who sees it. No one else does.
Do we not
Yeah,
hear
flushing.
anything coming from the
Nothing.
tree either?
Oh, he's crazy.
What's wrong?
It's like flushing.
Nothing is wrong.
Why is your face carved?
My face is carved, as yours is.
That's actually a really good answer.
He sort of blinks a couple times and he says, You have a connection. You are of the green.
I am, and I wonder, what are you doing here?
This is where I live. I
Ah,
am a tree.
are you a tree ant?
No, nothing so ancient, nothing so powerful. I am merely home to the children of the forest.
Explain yourself. Home? What? Children? What children?
You are a spirit of the forest, are you not?
Yes.
Or perhaps you just walk among the spirits.
I guess
Yeah.
someday I would like to be one.
Yes, that is what it is. I am one of the great doors to the green.
I literally drop to my knees and place my staff down, do a very ritualistic movement, tossing spices and herbs into the air and say, "Oh, yes, of
Savage
course."
faith.
The spirits and the fairies carved me in the days before the savages, in the days before the beasts, in the days before the Tuskmen. In those days, it was just the spirits in the world.
I lead from the green to this place.
Did you choose this place?
No, I am merely a product of my creators,
Who's your creators?
the spirits. and
The ones that live in you.
fairies. They live in me, yes, for I am their home.
And what is your name?
I have no name. I am older than name.
This is so cool. I'm so dumbfounded. I don't know what else to ask it. May we pass through your home? Maybe pass through your home.
You may, though your kind often do not like the result.
How come?
Your kind plan their lives.
What does he mean by your kind?
Humans,
Mortals,
elves,
yeah.
mortals.
okay.
He says,
Your kind plan their lives. Choose to have children and where to rear them. But the green lets the world decide for it. The green lets the white carry us on the breeze until we land wherever we may be found. And that is where we call our home. The green attaches itself to the red with thorns and vines and is carried to where we find our home. We depend on the blue to give us sustenance. Even the glow gives us our source of energy.
Does he
But
see the
your
black?
people,
yeah, even he does. He says,
the black, when we are done, helps fertilize our young.
And they'd be anchored to the grave. So it's
yeah. He says,
But your people decide where they go, and fear the unknown. You could use my doorway if you wish, but there would be no planning. You would be where you might.
I'm so down for this.
yeah.
I
No.
turned to I turned to everyone. Well, guys, we just found a door to the green. I explain what that is. It's basically teleportation.
Through the green.
Yes.
The realm of growing.
I
things.
believe you.
Well, I would hope
Even
so.
if I did, why would we want to go there?
Because it's safe travel. We may not know where we end up, but
Then that's not
it's
safe.
safe travel.
I think you may have found a door to the green. I did not recognize a few of these spices he threw into the air. I can see now why.
I think perhaps we have only found a tree.
A tree with the carving of a face.
We have.
You are imbeciles. We are in front of a great spirit of the green, and you are just disgracing him?
There is something
I literally-
spiritual about this tree, yes.
I watch you turn into trees all the time. Seeing a face carved into one is much less interesting.
I turn to the spirit and I say, please open your door for these heretics to believe you.
Hey, I believe you.
My door is open only to those who seek it out.
If you would
So
like to
only
show-
I would be able to see it. Great.
If you would like to show us the miracle of these carved trees.
May I
If not,
go through and come back?
if not, we have a place to be.
Perhaps that is where your path leads you.
Oh.
Walk the way, Oz.
My character would.
Well, we have a mission.
Do you have
I
a backup
know.
character?
I do have a backup character.
And you're going.
Sam always has a
That's
backup
true.
character.
When you're
That's a
Sam,
fact.
you have to.
That's a fact.
Otherwise, you don't get to play.
Colby, this is so conflicting.
Sorry, I rolled 80. Should roll 8.
Should I just roll on it?
That's
I mean,
up to you, man.
You can.
3
but
or higher, I go through the door. I'm going through the door. And I go, I look at my party to prove to them that this is an ancient spirit and that we should see it's coming as a gift. So I say, I'm about to show you a gift of Yuan in person. I normally say gift of Yuan, but this is a true one. And
So we should believe you this time.
I vanish through the tree.
All right. So as you turn towards the tree, you can see it's now just looking like it did when you first saw it, unmoving, and a breeze blows through the branches of the tree, and dead leaves that had yet to fall, despite the winter, sort of shake off of the tree as it does so, forming a circle around you. Another breeze picks up some of the leaves, and they start to swirl around you.
Literally,
As
I'm
you
standing
turn-
like this.
And you stand and you sort of lock eyes with the tree, and everyone sees the opals begin to glow, and suddenly the leaves swirl faster around Oz. When they dissipate, he's gone.
Fascinating. Well, that was interesting after all.
So he was, in fact, a group hallucination the entire time.
Inspiration.
I think we all might need to do some thinking, if that's the case.
Oz.
Oh boy.
I mean, I can
It was an
join you.
optical illusion.
You find yourself standing, surrounded by trees, in a circle,
So the greatest place ever.
planted in perfectly even spaces from one
That's
another.
weird.
Each tree has a face carved on it, but not anything like that one. You're standing on a stump, and this stump doesn't have anything carved on it, but the rings on the stump, if you look closely, the sort of deviations in their circular pattern
Mm-hmm.
kind of look like that same face you saw. Each of these trees in the circle here has a face carved on it
Mm-hmm.
of an elf. And surrounding the outer or the inner edge of that circle of trees is a ring of ash. Suddenly, from as you turn and you admire this landscape you found yourself in, you hear, "Who are you?"
Uh-oh.
in the common tongue.
Crap!
Welcome to Norway,
You hear,
buddy.
"Shing!"
Oh no!
And you see
Wonder if my boy Yowen's over there.
standing next to you, behind you, here, there's sort of an entryway, a natural hall formed by arcing trees into this circle.
You are halfway across the
You are. It's actually not that far. Norwayne is actually just southwest of here.
Yeah?
It's pretty close.
You
He
can
does not
swim.
have a
You're
boat.
good.
And you see
It's
this
winter.
this guy, and he's gripping a greatsword, and the greatsword seems like it's chipped in several places, and it's bound together by thick vines. The blade is bound to the hilt. The hilt looks quite a bit in better condition than the blade does.
So it's on my neck, right?
Yeah.
And I'm standing on a stump.
Yeah.
Am I his same height then, I guess?
Roughly.
Okay. I'm going to lower my staff down and say, I am Osborne Underthorn, a priest of the Green. My question is, who are you in a place so holy as this?
I could ask the same question of you.
Right. But I just stated I was the priest of
And
the
did you
Green.
intrude on our holy place? I do not know as a green is or who you are. I simply know your name. And that you are a priest of a religion I do not recognize.
I may not be a priest of the... Do I know this as a Norwegian?
You recognize the accent.
Yeah. I may not be
And south.
a priest to your Norwegian people, but I am a priest of the Thundercath.
He spits on the ground.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I said it.
Can
You fight alongside a neckbreaker.
You took conference with
The
the
banner of the wood.
No, sir. Actually, what is? We never really talked about this, but the leader of my circle is a wood elf
You'd be
Of Gueron.
of Gwe. Oh, crap.
You'd be more allied with Caneth, or like your faith is more
His
allied
faith,
with Caneth.
but
You're not really fighting in Trimacat's interest.
I'm actually as you can tell, not from Macathian. I'm a halfling of what's the island called?
Cana?
No, the halfling island.
Oh,
No.
there's not an island.
It's
That's
the
like halfway
Confeder-
across
the Confederacy.
Yeah, the Iden Confederacy.
A
Technically
part of the
all-
Iden
all
Confederacy. I just so happened to study under a wood elf in.
How did you get here?
I spoke to one of the spirits.
You spoke to one of the spirits as a tree.
Yes.
To one as a grove.
Yes.
Speak to him now.
Okay.
He grabs you by the collar and he yanks you off the stump and he throws you onto your knees in front of one of these trees. The tree here is carved with the face of a stern-looking elf woman.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of you can see that two branches right above the face, and now you notice that all of them are like this. Two branches right above the face sort of lean down and hold a weapon in the branches, and each one has a different weapon. This particular one has a long glaive.
I put my hands on the tree. Speak with plant. Hello.
Nothing happens.
Can I talk to the tree we're at?
What do you want to do?
Cool. I want to go up to
Radiant.
the tree that he disappeared from, and I will kneel, and I will say,
And you can see, by the way, Hadvar is throwing out prayers like crazy.
Who?
Our
Hillman.
turncoat that's with you.
Oh, right.
You forgot he was here, right?
Yeah.
okay. Anyway,
I forgot his name.
I kneel, and I say, in the old speech, Old One, I know that I am not of the green as Oz was, but you are as real to me as you are to him, and I fear that being alone, he will get himself in quite a bit of trouble. If you would allow, may I please follow where he went?
Halvor turns to you and he says, I don't think you understand. You can't follow him through there. Wherever he is now is where he wanted to go. In a sense.
Well, I want to go now.
Right. I'm gonna go start a campfire. Then I go start a campfire.
Alright.
Do you know the old speech?
No, I just
Oh,
see that she's
yeah,
talking to
we
a
both
tree.
do.
Yeah.
So we've
Really.
both been making side comments this time.
I just know that he was talking to a tree, disappeared, and now she's talking to the tree. So I'm just gonna go do something
Evian
useful.
comes back and now she's got a bunch of firewood and she lays it down as you start to make the campfire and she says, what are the others?
Talking to a tree. I wish that was a euphemism or a joke. It's not a joke or a euphemism. They're actually talking to a tree. One of them disappeared. The short one disappeared.
Well, they're all short to you.
I have so much confidence that we will succeed in our mission. Why did I sign on for this?
Her arrows are powered by sarcasm.
I'm sweating
I
bullets
like her.
currently
She's.
Alright.
because I have a blade against my neck, and I tried to talk to this tree, and it's not talking back to me. I'm gonna look back to
You
see.
cannot talk to the spirits of the groves then.
Well, I don't think the actual spirits.
He whips you around, so now you're on your back, kind of holding yourself up with your hands, and he has the blade to your throat. And you can see now that his face is very highly tattooed. And he says, the spirits of the grove are the most powerful spirits of our people. And yet you cannot speak to them.
Yeah, that's right.
And yet you do not speak to them. But you speak to a tree that you find in the woods.
As he does that, I'm going to turn into an awakened tree. He pins me up and says it. I pull up, look down on him. I'm gonna try to grab his sword and pull him close to my face. And tree, I say, now who is your spirits?
From the entrance of the grove, you hear, there's no reason for any of this.
Oh, that's Irish. I turn. What do I see?
Let him go, please.
I'm not letting go until I see who this person
And
is.
you see that it is a human male. And he's holding a staff that looks like just a typical, like, regular staff, but it's got ash concentrated near the top.
Boy, that's cool.
Behind him, a woman, an elf woman, leans on a tree with a beautiful, ornate longbow.
I'm going to push him, not push him, but place him back where he was, and face. I'm gonna attempt, since I say, Uba, hello.
You'll have to speak a language, I'm afraid. I don't speak that.
I just start taking the bark off until I'm back to a halfling.
Alright. He says, well, a halfling. I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect to be forced to to blade point by this. And I point at the what else?
The woman walks forward and she slings her bow over her shoulder and she says,
Oh, come on. Oh, she slings it. I thought she was aiming.
no, she says, it is his job to do that. Thank you, of course.
I help him to his feet then.
The
The halfling helps
he
him lift.
shoves you off and he does it himself.
Sword falls apart again.
She says, you understand he is a champion of the wood, and he could have struck you down at any time, even after you did change.
A champion of the wood. Have I?
The
Would
champion of
I?
the wood.
Would I have heard of one of a champion?
So yeah, you know what the champion of the wood is.
Uh huh.
In vague terms,
Yeah.
it's the leader of the Narween people.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
He's like,
Each one used to they would serve for a long time.
Yeah,
Currently they serve for a year each, and then they
Okay.
commit a ritual suicide.
that's cool.
Oh.
My apologies. I somewhat bow my head. I was transported here from one of the gifts. I point to the stump. This one in particular is in the land of the wastes, and that's where I was. Can you tell me why it put me here?
Well, I don't know anything about the green in particular. I've been learning here from the Narween people of their faith. But there are ancient spirits of the forest that existed before elves.
And who, may I ask, are you?
My name is Yowen.
And your companion?
This is Chasus. She brought me here. We had some business we were taking care of.
you have heard that name briefly.
That's true.
Oh,
Ilden Grimright mentioned him.
his manservant.
Yeah, the manservant that Ilden was actually going to fetch so that they could go start looking for Morgan, his scribe,
Mm-hmm.
because Yowen and Morgan encountered the fiend once before.
Has Eldon come to speak with you?
You've heard of him. And you've met Ilden.
I have.
How is he?
Usual.
Chasus stifles a snicker.
Of course.
And Ewan says, well, that's like him, I suppose. It's good to hear he's doing well. Has he gotten on well with his group? Left's people.
Yeah. Quite. Sure.
And
In
he's,
fact, we stumbled across something dire to this world. And brand new.
he and Chasus share a look and then look back at you, and Chasus says, what sort of thing is it that is so dire that you come across the world to find us?
A fiend.
Fiend?
A demon.
Demons are spoken of in some ancient texts.
Um,
They are myths, they are not real.
with what's the druid spell? The cantrip.
Druidcraft.
I'm going to use Druidcraft to create a.
And remember that it was Nullius who coined the term fiend.
That's right.
So they wouldn't know it.
So
Yeah,
I'm
no one
I'm
just knew it
going
was a
to
thing in a
use
box.
Druidcraft to use plants to make what a fiend would look like.
The one you saw.
Yes.
Basically.
So I build it up and I say, well, it was taken over. It was a human was taken over by this dark energy controlled by a dark mage, and it created what we call a fiend.
Yoan looks it over for a moment, and turns to Jesus, and turns back to you, and he says, "You say a human was taken over by it."
In fact, one of my party members still has a bit of fiend in him.
All right.
That's what Eldon said of Morgan.
Who's Morgan?
A scribe.
A scribe sent this disastrous thing?
No,
You're kidding me.
no, he found it, and it was inside of him, and
How did he get rid of it?
at great cost. It was the deadliest foe I've ever faced. A creature formed of dust and death, locusts from its mouth. It was disease. It
Right.
was the plague.
Where is it located?
Hopefully, nowhere. But Morgan's staff, it interacted with it somehow.
Where can I find this Morgan?
I don't know. He disappeared
Good luck with that.
shortly after we returned home to Landshark
Mm-hmm.
and Lamhold.
Mm-hmm.
Eldon was hired on to go with Lef.
Mm-hmm.
Dame Beatrice offered to put me up, and Eldon offered to take me with him, but I had decided to go with Jesus to come here to Narwain. She believed that my powers might have come from there. I never knew where my magic came from, but I went to go say goodbye to Morgan. All of his things were gone. He had left without saying a word. Even Eldon hadn't the slightest where he had gone. Beatrice said she wasn't surprised, but wouldn't say any more.
Right. How do I get back to my party?
Where is your party? And more importantly, where are these fiends?
They're in Thrimakath.
How many of them?
One so far. But there will be more. What was the Baron of?
Oh, yeah, the
Piran's Bluff?
Piran's Bluff.
The Baron of Piran's Bluff.
Heaven's Bluff?
Yes. That's where they originated.
That place is cursed. He turns to Jesus and he says, "We've got to do something about this. Is there anything we can do?" And she looks to the champion of the wood, who says, "I'm not about to go and get our people killed on some damn fool crusade."
I reckon I'm going to say it's not a full crusade. If you do not join us and help us, you will no longer have people.
No one has ever successfully invaded the shores of Norway. Even the Neckbreaker failed to bring us to our knees. He glances around at all of you. He holds a sword and he sort of passes over all of the trees and he says, "We have rebuilt and we have become stronger, but we have rebuilt and we have become stronger than before." And as he gestures to each tree, he says the name of the champion of the wood, who died to put it there. And he says, "Now, each year our spirits grow, and soon we will be more powerful than any fiend. Let them come to our shores. We will show them the might of the Parliament of Druids."
I'm going to stop you right there. I'm not going to make a deal with you. A, Because I don't like you. B, look at you.
What? You are gonna die?
I don't have to
Stab me in
join.
the face.
You don't have to join with us. I just have to wait for your turn to be done.
He steps forward and he says, "Is that a sight?"
Yes.
Sam, you're alone.
You
and
are
the
going to lose
threatening
this
people.
character.
No, it's
I thought you were gonna be alright because you found
Yoan
Yoan.
starts to step forward, and Jesus puts a hand up to stop him and shakes her head. And the champion looks to you and he says, "You challenge me here in the Parliament of Druids,
What would happen?
inside of the grove.
What would happen if I beat him?
Well, you might not be killed. You might not be executed.
That's it?
Well,
What if I actually kill him? Do I become the champion?
No,
No,
it has
they won't
to be.
let other
It has to
people.
be an
Yeah.
Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're
Do
not
I-
really big on race mixing.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Kind of terribly racist.
In the what of druids? What do you say?
Parliament.
Is this really where druids were created?
The term druid in Belarath is
Uh-huh.
almost exclusive to here. There are druids among the priests of Thermicaf, but that word comes from the Narween language. So the druids of Thermicaf, of the Outlanders of Thermicaf, take that name because they're similar in practice
Mm-hmm.
to the Narween druids. But the term druid originally in Old Narween means like a defender of
So
the-
not
of
what
the
I
wood.
would call a druid.
Right, probably not.
I.
What's your backup character, Sam?
It's a follower of Flindiferous.
Well, the follower
Oh,
of
boy.
Flindiferous walks up to the campfire that I've made.
I say, I'm not going to challenge you in the halls of what you call a druid. What I want is to go back to my party, and I want you to stay here and rethink what you believe true power is.
He sheathes his sword. You are bold, little man. Bold. He turns and he walks away and he says, Yoan, we have welcomed you here on this island. Make yourself useful and dispose of this trash. And he walks away, and Yoan steps forward and he says, You nearly got yourself killed there.
What are these weapons?
Those are the weapons of the new druids.
The new druids? What's a new druid?
The Narween believe that in order to protect the world, they say there was a cataclysm. A cataclysm hundreds, maybe thousands of years ago, before their history begins. Their people lived on this island and something happened. And it was only through the protection of a spirit that lived within a tree that they survived. So the Narweens learned to transfer their souls into these trees.
That's cool.
He says, every 100
So I
years...
actually really get along with an Arwenian.
Except that you're not a.
Yeah.
But I would
It
get
is-
along
right.
with one.
It says, every 100 years, they would select a new champion of the wood.
Mm-hmm.
And the old one would retire. The champion would serve as their military, political, and religious leader. They sort of run the country, as it were. They defend their people from all outside things, fearing another cataclysm that might be brought from across the seas.
Mm-hmm.
They don't cross the seas ever. Not till recent years. Their faith has recently been proven true. A few decades ago, the Neckbreaker left before he was Lord Diplomat. This was during the Vampire War.
Mm-hmm.
He came here with a group of his friends. They were given passage by the Narween, against the better wishes of most of the people. But they were granted passage by the Champion of the Wood if they would go down into the jungle and perform a service for him. When they returned, they tried to kill him. They were challenged and they fled, and the Neckbreaker burned down the wood.
These sound like cowards.
The Neckbreaker? I wouldn't know. I've only met him the once. But he fled, he burned down the wood, and soon, well, they saved most of the island. the Grove of Druids, where the spirits of all the champions of the wood, for hundreds and hundreds of years, it was burnt to ash. And he gestures to the ash on the ground.
Yeah.
He says, thus we have the Ashen Grove. The Ashen Grove is the predecessor to the new Grove of Druids, the Young Grove. It was an emergency situation. Jesus told me about it. A new champion rather than each 100 years was chosen every year. And rather than retiring after their time and being put into the wood when their time came, they commit a ritual suicide at the end of each year.
Is the champion still there? Is he starting to walk away?
He's already left.
Oh! Okay.
He says, each of these men and women gave their lives for their people and for their faith. And now they reside here. They communicate only with the champion.
I'm gonna say, hold on. And I run past those two. I'm gonna
Jesus knocks an arrow and says, where do you think you go?
I'm gonna go speak to the champion.
Speak to the champion. You know he would likely kill you if you followed him any further from here. Yoan is going to get you out of this place. If you follow the champion, he will kill you.
I was gonna apologize.
I will apologize on your behalf. Trust me.
You
You are not welcome in a place like this. Most of my people would kill you on the spot. We nearly killed Yoan, and I escorted him here.
Okay, I reach into my bag slowly and pull out a flower from the northern parts of Thermocaf, and I say, please, hand this to him on my behalf. It's an apology from my clan of druids.
She sighs, and she says, perhaps you will see the error of his ways. Sometimes, glancing at Yoan, we are all proven wrong about our initial beliefs. She takes the flower, and she says, I will give it to him.
Flindiferous hates Norwegians, but I think Oz might really like them.
Yeah, Flynn got killed by
Flynn really hates
Yeah.
them. I'm going to turn, cast Speak with Plants again, and see if any of these trees answer me.
None of them do.
Crap.
They're all, I mean, literally what it is that each of these trees contains the spirit, contains the soul of a Narween. They use a ritual
so it's not
upon,
even a green
when
spirit.
the Narween kills himself
Okay.
at the end of his
Yeah.
tenure as the champion,
Mhm.
his soul is transferred into a new sapling that's been planted
Mhm.
so that it can join the Parliament of Druids here.
Is this what you signed for your tenure?
What?
Nothing. I was a
Okay.
joke.
So that's what they that's like their governing body, and the champion communicates with all the previous champions for their wisdom and their advice. But he's the only one, or she is the only one who can communicate with the Parliament of Druids. None of them are responding, and Yoan shakes his head and says, "That's no use. That's not going to work."
Then how do I get back to my party?
He says, "Well, I have learned some things since I've been here. Where are they exactly?"
The waste.
That's a very big place. You'll have to.
If she has a map, I point at it.
She doesn't. But
I
after
will
some
druid
description-
craft a map in the dirt and point.
He says, "All right. So near the hills, near the Brogan. I might be able to make this work." He closes his eyes and then opens them, and swirling in them, you just see like the sea. And you can see the sea like a something flying at incredible speed, like from that perspective, until you come to the shore and it slows down, and you can see in his eyes your friends, him making a campfire, and the rest of them just kind of staring at this tree that you've left moments ago. You see Halvor and Ui like offering prayers and blessings, trying to figure out how to get you to come back or to follow you. And he says,
Pointing that.
"Is that it?"
Yeah, we're just kind of.
Yes.
Right. That's strong energy there.
Good energy.
I can see why you were attracted to this tree. He says, many spirits dwell here. Strong spirits.
spirits that could help us, or
This might hurt. And suddenly, you feel just electricity course through your body. Where you guys are, one of the
Fantastic fudge.
opals shoots out a bolt of lightning, and as you dive out of the way, where it lands, surrounded by scorched snow, is Oz, and he's now got like ash and soot all over him.
I literally go.
Oh, he's not dead.
You hear? Did I build the campfire far away? Probably not super far away.
Probably not far.
I suppose I owe you 10 gold pieces.
Is he back there? Yes. Yes, we do.
I immediately go over and hug the tree.
Alright.
Mate,
Mm-hmm.
like staticky hair. My eyebrows are staticked up. Have you ever been to Norway? Have you ever been to Norway?
That's where I'm
No,
from, right?
safe
No,
travel,
Oh,
he said.
we're-
Safe, yes. Well, he is here.
I spoke to the champion of the woods.
And you're still alive.
Yes.
How?
I tried to convince him to join us against the fiend.
So you are a fool.
He wasn't wrong.
Well, actually, yes, he thinks I am a fool because he doesn't believe in anything that's more powerful than the Norwinians because of Left Neckbreaker. By the way, I really don't like him.
All right.
We only met him the one time.
Burned down that whole place for no reason.
Hmm.
Well, every man has
Do I
their
hear him
reason.
say anything about Left Neck
You
Radio?
should hear him tell the story.
You might, since you said you were coming back that direction, didn't you?
What? I just shouted.
You would have
'Cause I heard
you
him,
might,
like,
you
throw
probably
up.
hear since it was a little louder. You probably heard. I really don't like Left Neckbreaker.
You know what? I really don't like Left Neckbreaker.
You should hear him tell his side of the story.
Fine. Anyways, this really did you see it?
We saw you disappear in a burst of leaves, and we saw you reappear in a burst of lightning. It doesn't look like safe travel to me. What happened? Why are you still here? What? How did you come back?
It looks like the gift from Yuane. I'm
Does
just
it?
gonna leave it at that.
You went nowhere, helpful, and now you're back. What
Scene.
gift?
You have no idea where I went.
You said you went to Narween and spoke to the leader of the Grove of Druids, and now you're back. For all I know, you were in that tree for 7 minutes, was it?
Roughly.
I could be
Dancing to yourself, and then came back. What happened?
lying. Well, if you don't think it's a gift, then you go into the tree.
No. And I just turned and started walking over to that
Psst, can I get a gold?
Yeah.
And while you're up, I'm going to trade my 4 points in for 4 coppers.
All right.
I
And
wanna
I'm
trade-
actually not going to be passing those out. I'm just going to hand them down here. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay, that's fair.
here's copper. You want to put it over there? Silver.
I want 1 platinum. That's
Gold
4, right?
and
Yeah.
platinum.
I want 1
It's
platinum.
gold, platinum.
Can I get a gold, please?
Yay.
You wanna like make them?
So as you get back to camp, Evian's sitting there, and she's cooking a rabbit, and she says, "I'll be finally ready to set off. This has been quite a long rest.
In fact, it has been a very short rest, but we can move on.
It's quite a bit too long for me. Did the little one ever come back?"
Unfortunately,
Yes.
we,
Hey.
I walk into camp.
I said that aloud.
Still.
excuse
You're forgiven.
me.
Oh, you're not dead. Halvor is incredibly interested in your experience, and he's asking you all these questions.
Literally
about
complete detail
Yeah,
of what
he's-
exact happened,
he's
but
blown
not
away
in
by
the
this.
earshot
Wait.
of him.
Okay, good.
All right. So
So the rest of the party might learn that you actually ran into someone we were.
that was morning,
about.
right?
Yeah,
That was the
the
first one
first
of the
thing
day.
that happened in town.
All right. You continue on throughout the day. The afternoon passes as you travel northwest alongside the hills through the forest. Near the end of the day, as night falls, and you're searching for a good spot to make camp, you see a low ruined wall ahead.
What's this? Does it look like it was part of a larger? I mean, presumably it was part of a larger fortification, but like a wall of a building or something that would enclose.
It looks like a large enclosure of some
Okay.
kind. Yeah. It's a tall wall. It's covered in vines and creepers, and it's as you look around, you can see that actually, though it's obscured by trees, the wall continues quite a ways.
Interesting. I guess I'll walk around and kind of look to see if there's an opening we can get into.
Do you recognize the make?
Well, let me see. Woof. It was in 13, 14?
14.
Mhm.
All right. You travel around that direction, and as you look at the walls, it definitely looks to be human construction. And you do eventually find a gate, sort of main gate. The simple cobblestone wall is about 4 feet high, so you could climb over it at any location. But where you find it, there's a gate here, a main entrance, where a rusted signpost proclaims TH, and then a wide gap, CH, a smaller gap, T, smaller gap, AU, a wide gap, LUANT, and then below that, VIN, and then a gap, and then SUP, and a little bit wider gap, IOR.
Well, any of our viewers know what that says?
Did you made a diagram of that?
That first one looks like Thrimikath, maybe.
It's not that wide of a gap.
Okay, because you said it was TH in
The
there.
gap is about the width of like 2 or 3 letters. Sorry.
Alright. So we've got TH 1, 2, 3, or 1 or 2 or 3.
TH
And then-
1 2.
Okay. CH.
CH 1 T 1 AU 2 LUANT, and then below it, what looks like a gap, so 1 VIN space or gap, so 2 SUP 2 gaps IOR.
Interesting.
Also, as you search it over, you find a stretch of wall a little further down from the gate entrance that has a chalked rune on the stone here.
Ooh, do I recognize the rune?
You did not.
Right.
Can I roll to see if I recognize them?
Sure.
What would it?
Yeah,
what
would that be
it
his?
History, yeah.
I'll give it a go. Oh, pretty good.
I don't think you would recognize it.
not at
yeah.
all.
How does a 15 treat you?
So, from your time as basically an outlaw, before you worked with Eggert and Leff, you recognize that this is definitely part of the symbology that goes along with the hand signals that are part of the thieves' cant.
Okay.
But you don't understand it.
Gotcha.
Isn't this VIN? It starts with that. The second line.
There's a
Space.
space and then a VIN.
Just
One
one
space.
space.
Can't
Mhm.
like guild or what is
Thieves'
Dude,
cant,
cant
thieves'
is
cant,
like slang.
CANT, yeah, it's like a slang. So
code.
thieves' cant would be like if I were to talk to you, there's hand signals, there's a coded speech, and then there are symbology that you can use. Like, for example, if I were to say, hey, I met a new friend the other night, and you would say, oh yeah? How much do you like him?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, I like him quite a lot. That would basically mean, hey, so I met a new fence and he can deal in big stuff,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
So we would speak in code like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fun.
Friends, this rune implies that this building had something to do with the Thieves Guild, would I say? Is that...
There wouldn't be a thieves guild so much, but like some thief
Yeah.
or some underworld person has
Gotcha.
been here, and it does look like it's chalked in, and that looks pretty new.
Okay.
The wall looks mostly ruined and
Gotcha.
overgrown.
Gotcha.
So this is something criminal has been etched in here, or at
This-
least.
Are
This
there
rune
any,
implies it might be a den of thieves.
Ah,
these letters in the signpost, are they like raised letters or are they carved in?
They are. It's like a. Basically, like they're kind of raised letters that
Okay.
seem to have fallen away.
Yeah, are there any like under the snow on the ground here?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Can I have my familiar help me out?
Sure.
By skittering around?
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, not great.
yeah, that's how I felt earlier with the stone.
14.
You do
Pretty
find
much how I
two
did.
letters.
Okay.
You find a capital G, and you find what looks like a capital V that looks like the direct mirror of the V that's already on the sign.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So it's in fact probably W.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
But yeah, that's all you find searching the ground.
Well, I would imagine this goes first with the G.
And yeah, the TH you can see are capital. The
Mhm.
C is capital. And then the W would be as well.
So the W is
Okay.
capitalized.
So we can throw the G in somewhere as well.
Right. And that last word almost certainly is superior.
It looks like
Awesome.
Because it's SUP something something IOR. I don't.
Superior! That's the word, superior.
Oh,
Ah.
right.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Oh.
It's superior.
Oh.
Ha! We forced the DM into giving away critical information.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Absolutely.
Coerced him, in fact. So what do we got? Where can we put the G?
I don't. I mean, there's not a space that's definitively needing a capital letter. Let's see.
Yeah.
It's a capital G?
That might be wine.
Mm-hmm. We heard
Or
about
wind.
a winery just a little while ago.
Oh, we did hear about a winery.
Wine superior?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wine's superior.
The
It's a really pretentious way to display the quality of your product, if that's what it is. Wind's
Oh,
superior
this
would
could
be
be
kind of
the
stupid.
chateau.
I don't really know. Uh-huh.
Gluent? I don't know that word.
Gluant?
Then maybe it's French.
Yeah, it's if it's wine, it's like always French.
Well, that's what I'm
It's
seeing.
never not French.
The Chateau Gluant Wine Superior.
That was really good French accent.
Chapeau.
That's because
Chateau
French and
Gluant.
Spanish blur together a bit.
They do.
It's my final answer. I lock in.
Now lock it in.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happened.
Evian looks around. She says, "Well, I suppose this could be as good a place as any to make camp for the night, especially if there's any buildings still standing within the wall."
Well, only one way to find out, and I'll open the gate.
Can I see it?
All right.
The ones that are
As
tentatively
you
written
push
in are just
open the
our
gate,
guess.
it swings with a really rusty hinge, and you can see that it's got two hinges connecting it, and the topmost hinge is no longer even connected. It looks broken,
Mm.
and it sort of swings and sort of sags a bit near the top.
We may meet company of thieves, as you suggest. I would stay on our guard.
Keep careful watch as well. Thieves will typically put traps and stuff that they'll disable to keep watch over their loot.
That in mind, I'm going to have my crawling claw skitter over the ground ahead of us.
I might be sleeping in my armor tonight.
Like sticking a finger up for tripwires.
Yeah, right?
All right. You can
The
see
friendly
You didn't manage
Yeah,
that when you were trying to do it.
I was about to, and then it would have been
Oh.
As you
vulgar.
break
vulgar.
from the trees that cover
Just
the
this one.
outside of this, you get inside and you can actually see around that, you know, it's built in what used to be a clearing. There's still some trees here and there, but they're still not as thick as they would have been in this place's heyday.
Mm-hmm.
And looking around, you can see several locations. First up to the left, you see orderly rows of vines. To the west, varieties of red grapes.
Yeah.
that would be used to make things like Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, and Petit Verdot.
It's always French.
To the east, you can see
Except for sangria.
vines with varieties of white grapes, which would be used to make like Chardonnay. But both are a tangled mass of grapevines and brush. Where it might have been hand-pruned vines and cleared gravelly rows, now are only wild, untended growth. It just covers the whole place. And you see that the vines,
Organic.
while they do, from a distance, appear to produce these grapes, as you get closer, the grapes are they're not firm.
Mm-hmm.
And as you pop one, it's got this putrid green, like, stuff inside of it that squirts out onto the ground. And the low wall looks to have contained all of these sick vines within the property here. It's extremely dense, tough tangle.
Probably
who knows?
flammable.
Who knows what could lurk beneath it?
Could I check and see, like, could I use like a medicine check to see if I recognize like the stuff that's in, like if this is like a poisonous kind of substance or what could be within these kind of messed
Go
up
ahead.
plants? How does a 16 treat you?
You wouldn't want to eat it. You don't think?
Mhm.
You don't think that getting
Yeah.
this particular substance on you would be dangerous? It doesn't smell like something you'd want to eat.
Gotcha.
It looks like, if anything, these vines were afflicted by a poison or disease.
Knowing that I can banish a poison or a disease from a person with some of Lorimir's light, do I think that it's possible that I could fix the plants?
From like
Lay on
lay on
hands.
hands. I believe lay on hands has to be a creature.
It probably does. That I'm just asking because it wouldn't be a rules as written thing. That's why I was
Right.
asking.
Yeah, I would say it would have to be a creature.
Okay.
What about lesser restoration?
Lesser restoration, I believe also has to be a
I
creature.
believe so, yeah.
So there's just not a way to fix it.
Right.
Man, green druids are useless.
It would take a lot
Excuse
of time.
You heard me. Just
Take a lot of time
what?
involved.
that one
So are
thing
there
that you
any,
guys do is
are there any
like build the
buildings?
plants.
Any
Yeah,
buildings
they
you
haven't
like
been
out?
here in a while, you can tell.
Right, but what would they do?
There are some buildings. You can see that further up, still to the west, looks like a small, longer building. To the right is a wider building that looks like it's a rickety wooden structure, 2 stories tall with no windows, and the roof of it is thick with a sickly green moss. The ahead, and the one to the left, by the way, has a small double door entrance. And then ahead, you see a large building. And the large building is clearly the chateau itself. You see what look like maybe some huts or smaller houses behind it, as well as a well to the northeast.
Sorry, I have been.
There's
Worrying
a well.
about fire.
There's a well to the northeast, and then there's a couple of other buildings. A well is clearly not where we want to be bunking down.
Would plant growth fix these?
Would it fix them?
Heal them? How could a green druid? What spell
that
can
was really
I
what I was wondering
use?
about. Because there's not a thing. Otherwise, if lay on hands and lesser restoration don't do it.
I would say that probably the best bet with a big disease like this. That's one of the reasons that warlocks of the green and green druids and other priests of the green typically will also carry some skill with fire.
Burn them and turn them.
Burn it and try it again?
Yeah, they'll burn it down and then use plant growth to start anew.
Then I guess I will start on my way producing flame
Oh.
through this.
You want to burn this down while we're staying here.
Not yet.
Perhaps when we leave.
Right. So put that out. Thank you.
Well, it is kind of cold now that you mention it. Oh, but
Did
having
you
a
have
fire
to-
on the fire.
What?
Did he have to come back from the tree?
It is a joke.
Well, if we are going to inspect anywhere, perhaps not the closest building.
Which one?
The closest one.
Okay. The closest one, since you're looking at those vines, will probably be the smaller, longer building.
I'm into that.
As you approach, it looks like it does have a double door entrance, but as you approach, it is locked.
Does it feel like it's a bar lock, or is it like a door lock?
Feels like an actual door lock, like
Okay.
a latch key.
Well, then I'll try to crack it.
All right.
I got my thieves' tool proficiency.
All right, go ahead.
Give that a shot. That's wow, 24.
Yeah, easily you pop the
Oh, yeah.
lock open. And so as you open it up, the door you see is below an overhang that functioned as a porch for this area, and there are shuttered windows adjacent to the door on the side. As you now have it unlocked, as you try to push it open, you can see that they're stuck shut as well.
Ah. Now it is your turn.
Right, let's see. I'm gonna take a little bit of a running start, I guess, and toss my shoulder into it. That is a nat 15, so an 18 total for just a strength check,
All right.
or more than that for
You
athletics.
throw the door open as it, sort of just this old rotten wood door clatters to the ground.
I'd probably go tumble over and then kind of land on my feet and get back up.
Looking around, you can see this place looks ransacked. There are a few metal tools, an anvil, and a brazier, and hanging from the ceiling are many loops of metal that look like the width of say, a barrel.
Yeah. Right.
You can see also, in one end of the room is a pile of sawdust and wood scraps. And near that, a door where a door frame, but the door lays on the ground. And on the other side of the room, a half-open door.
Check the rooms, I guess.
I think so. Yeah.
So let's do the not half open one first, the one that's just fallen down.
Wide open.
As you walk in there, you find a large room. All the furniture within smashed to bits,
Oh.
with a single set of drawers surviving, which is propped against one of the walls.
Like drawers, like
No, not your
I'm
drawers.
Or my drawers.
No.
No.
No. Good on you, Nick, but no.
It's worth a shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a double
You
shot.
made Haley
Like
giggle, so.
Drawers.
Okay.
It's mainly the voice.
Okay.
Voice
Well,
was good.
I'll pop to the drawers. Anything? in
Yeah,
particular?
as you
He's
open it up,
practicing for his. He has a team.
This guy, you.
you find in there a silver mirror
Ooh.
and a flask of oil with a little bit of oil sort of pooled right around where it was.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll pocket a silver mirror. Those are handy. Look, those are components.
Fair.
When you want to do some spying.
A little bit.
Some spying and scrying.
I'm into that. That's my thing.
That's weird. That's just your thing. But, alright.
I divine things, and
I wish this was in
It
character.
doesn't seem very divine.
That would have been so much fun between the two characters.
Bye-bye.
God, you hate him.
and yeah, flask of oil sounds
Not as
nice
much
too.
as I should,
Right.
probably.
Yeah, as you pick it up, it does have a tiny little leak in it, but nothing that couldn't be quickly fixed with mending or something.
Oh, that would be great.
Your boy has it as a
Ah.
cantrip.
In a minute, you have
I'll wipe off the excess.
All right.
prestidigitation.
Yeah, that would be good if I had that.
Oh man,
What are your
wizard are you? He's got chill touch. Roll
Yeah.
good. It does him.
Yeah, I got chill touch,
That's
shock and
all right.
grasp, message, mage hand.
Message has been a good
Message has
is
been
fun.
fun. You've proven you've been a god and then a vengeful something.
All right. So yeah, you want to check out the other room then?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So heading into the other room,
Are we here?
connected to the main room. No,
Here.
no, you're none of the maps.
We're
Connected to the
here.
main
We're,
room.
we're all
find
in
a
your
smaller
face.
room, and the smaller room contains a single chair and a bed with a moldy mattress. There's a misshapen lump on the bed under a torn blanket.
All right,
We don't want to breathe in the mold.
I see that. I'm gonna reach out with my spear and flick the blanket off of the misshapen lump.
Oh, great.
All right.
Is it?
Ugh.
It appears to be a rotting corpse.
Oh.
Maggots in its belly.
What are you covering your eyes for?
Hey, in character, love it.
Oh.
Out of character, disgusting.
Yes, this is not the way that the dead should be treated.
Yeah,
No,
that's right.
it's not.
I agree.
I like how he says it.
Yeah, everybody's
uh-huh.
in agreement here. No, this is bad.
But it's a rotting corpse.
There's a
Sure
red
is.
priest
Anything
might
on
go
that
with it, but
corpse?
I'm not.
Anything on the corpse? As you move towards the corpse, suddenly the mattress springs, knocking into you. And,
Is the
as
body
you're-
on that
As
mattress?
you're shoved aside,
Yes.
you see standing. Yeah, the body's dumped onto you, and you see standing there now a ghoul that leaps forward.
boy.
So,
Get it off me!
initiative.
Get it off me!
Oh, here we go.
Help! All right.
We got a hungry boy.
Ooh.
That's what I'm talking about.
Same.
Hey, finally! A good initiative roll. Right, we're rolling for initiative, right?
That's what we did.
We
Oh,
indeed,
thank
yes.
goodness.
sir.
Okay. It's about to be mad.
Alright,
It wasn't
Osborne.
initiative.
Even add.
20. Nat 19.
We're matching
plus
all day.
one.
Steam,
20.
Ooh!
UI,
22.
Shown up.
Thaddeus,
13.
Barthum.
8.
Ah, well, you know, can't all be winners. That was very musical, Nick.
I'm a musical person.
Indeed, yes. You,
All right,
Nick.
UI, you're up first.
No, too, Nick.
Okay.
Again.
I'm really bad at theater of the mind, so keep that in mind.
There's just the one guy right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna hit that guy, and also I'm gonna punch him.
All right. So jumping over the rotten bed frame, you land in this sort of square of wood right next to him.
Lowest is 11.
11 will not hit.
Next lowest is 17.
17 will.
All right. Then it is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 for one hit, and then another 11. No, 10. 10 for the next hit.
Okay.
I'm bad at math. I'm sorry.
All right, it's Steam.
I'm gonna take an 11 on my roll for a 18 to hit on a chill touch.
All right.
Just get it out of the
Yeah, I
way.
just want to get a hit for 13 necrotic damage,
Oh, nice.
and then I'm gonna approach the thing and rip out another shadow blade. Have that ready to go.
All right.
Yeah.
As your shadow blade leaps into form, it just sort of coalesces into your hand. The creature lunges at UI.
Whoa.
Oh, psh.
Man, it rolled high.
Ooh,
All right.
ooh, what's my
Must have rolled equal to
what's
that.
my
Yeah.
AC? It's been a long time since I've been hit.
I think it missed. A 14.
Yeah.
All right.
You suck.
Pause.
Aw.
Oz, do a thing.
I have a mattress and a body on me, correct?
It was.
Is it gonna take half my movement to get this stuff off?
It will.
Then I'm going to thorn whip this thing.
All right.
Nope,
Oh.
I missed.
All right. Your thorn whip whips towards it, and it takes a single claw and hacks the whip just with one of its claws, hacks it in two, and the whip just sort of flops down to the ground. Thaddeus.
I'm gonna reach out towards the creature and grab a hold of its weird. Ghouls are the ones with the weird, crazy tongues, right? They
Yeah.
have like a big. Yeah. Just grab a hold of its tongue with my shield hand, pull it close, and then stab it in. So I'm
Alright.
making 2 attacks, but you know, damage at the same time. One is not so much a 10,
That will not.
but the other one is a good. It's
Okay.
a nat 18.
You got it?
I'm gonna smite him.
Okay.
So he's gonna take 5 damage, and then that was actually the first one. So that's the where I grabbed him by the tongue, and so holy light is just gonna spin down
Alright.
his. He is a fiend, isn't he?
And
Or undead rather. Cool. 18 more radiant damage.
All right. Nice. And as you plunge your spear straight through him, the light starts to shine, and you can see it illuminating all of his veins, and then suddenly just an explosion of flesh. His guts, blood, and flesh are thrown about the room, splattering the entire place.
Sorry. You all right?
I am like producing flame, trying to burn some of this stuff off of me.
Morgan, help!
All right.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that's what you find in here.
I'm just going to say that I was outside of the room, like investigating a different area whenever they were all fighting the thing. Since I didn't go in combat at all, I'm going to come in and burn the kind of desecrated body
Alright, cool.
with sacred flame.
Cool. And as it does burn, the light carries it up to the ceiling and out holes in the roof.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Well, that was distasteful.
So, the other room then. I guess we'll do a quick search of the room, see if there's.
All right, roll me. That'll take some time.
Oh, naturally.
Oh.
We're coming close to the end of the day. So what would you like to be rolled for that?
Roll me a search check. Perception.
Perception. Sure. 10.
10.
10.
Okay.
But is that assumed that everybody's searching the room since it's taking time?
Well, I'm just assuming you're searching the room.
Oh, I see.
But it does take about 10 minutes to look around, do some things, and...
So I guess most specifically around the bed frame and that one set of drawers that are in there.
I'd like to stand outside.
The drawers are a different room.
Oh,
But around the bed frame, in that case, roll... and I guess it should have been an investigation, and roll at advantage.
Okay.
Since you're specifically checking the bed.
At advantage, I have got a 15.
All right. Behind the bed frame is a loose board in the paneling. And as you pry it loose, you find 196 gold in a flour sack.
That's not bad.
By the way, Colby,
Yes.
I would like to be
Neato.
standing outside, keeping watch
Okay.
for anything, but particularly some thief friends.
Okay.
We may have stumbled upon the stash.
You also find in there what appears to be some sort of symbol on a chain. And this particular symbol, it's carved of wood, and it's on just a very cheap chain. In fact, it would probably be like a leather strap.
Yeah.
That looks like it would be a necklace or an amulet of some sort. And carved of wood, it appears to be the skull of a goat. And in place of one of its horns, it just has like what appears to be water or blood or some other liquid washing over the skull. While the other horn is still in place.
Does this symbol kind of resemble the one we saw in Pyrian's Bluff?
It does, however, that particular symbol did not have the.
Yeah, it had both its horns. like
Yeah.
normal,
You see as well in there a dagger, and the dagger is just like a cheap, common dagger, and one side of the dagger is stained with dried blood, very old at this point.
The stash of a murderer. I don't feel any guilt in separating them from their money.
I'm gonna hold on to the knife.
And I'm gonna show the symbol to the most learned person in the party, which would be the wizard.
Any additional recognition out of me?
That looks basically,
Seems like the symbol that we saw before, but that's new.
Altar, yes. And older, I might say as well.
Odd. I would have assumed that it would have been reference, perhaps, to us having dealt with one part of the threat, but not if this one's older. That doesn't make sense.
Right. Can I try a religion check to see if I might recognize that symbol?
Sure.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
That's a natural one. So
No
a
idea.
total
What?
8.
Wait, natural one?
Yeah.
Can you?
I'll take it. That's another one.
I have my
Wow.
lucky charm. So as my reaction,
So do
I
it
gave
again.
you.
Can I redo? I don't think it's worth it.
Why? I have a refill of reaction,
Oh.
and I have 2 charges on my lucky charm.
Just do it.
Okay,
Just
well,
do it.
if
I'm giving it to you.
If it works
Something
mechanically,
interesting.
I'll do it. Here we go. +7. Let's get it. Okay, that's a
If
19.
you rolled another 1, I would never
don't
give you
recognize-
reroll.
Yes,
ever
I didn't want to
again.
recognize the symbol anyway, but it's fun.
It's
nonetheless.
fine though.
It was a shot. Okay. Well, I do want to store the knife for interrogation later. Because I don't have speak with
She's
objects.
the
Prep.
worst wizard.
That was a mistake.
She was great.
The worst wizard.
All right. Well, now.
Well,
Right, now we have that other room to go look at.
You already looked at all 3 rooms. The main room, and then the room with the drawers, and the room.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Round.
All right, so
Then,
we guess we're done with
perhaps the main building,
indeed.
the chateau.
Okay.
Le Chateau.
As you approach, the chateau itself looks almost like a small castle. It's 2 stories tall and has tall, narrow windows that resemble arrow slits on all sides. Where a window is wide enough for a person to squeeze through, there are metal bars that make entry impossible for all but the smallest of people. Even, what's your constitution?
Oh. Constitution for how small I am?
Uh-huh.
My constitution is 14.
Yeah, even for you, it's it would be quite a tight fit. You don't think you could make it through these bars.
If you were frailer, you'd be thinner.
Yeah,
What
basically.
about a really small plant?
A really small plant could.
Better crawling clock could.
I would like to turn
Crawl
into a myconid adult.
That's a big.
That's kind of big.
They're
I
very
know. I grabbed the spore off my head.
Remember, it's not a report spore.
It is a. It's.
No, it's rapport. It
I
establishes
still has
rapport.
telepathic.
No, it
Telepathic
allows
for
you
30 feet.
No, it allows you
Monster
telepathic
manual.
communication with things that you hit with
It's
the
not a
spores. It's
They're also
it's-
really
that is not
He's
what
right.
it does.
It's the thing
I
you
turn into a flower, and someone blow me down that hole.
Okay. We'll get to that here in a second. Then. Alright, she blows you in the window, and you tumble down
Could be a D&D line.
into the window on the other side.
Oh, and he would just blow to pieces? That sounds horrifying.
But then come back.
On the front of the building perches a row of 6 gargoyles.
Can I perception check?
Sure.
See if any of the kind of like if there's any scratches or disturbed stone underneath, like where the gargoyles rest.
Well, they're up on like the ledge of the building.
so I wouldn't really be able to see.
You could
them.
search around below if you wanted, though.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of hedges and bushes and stuff.
Not. How's a 9 treat you?
A 9, you find a big chunk of stone right beneath one of the gargoyles. It looks like it had broken off the roof. But looking up, it doesn't look broken.
The gargoyle doesn't.
Right.
What is the? I'll pick up the stone that looks like it had fallen off.
As
and
you turn
examine
it's
more closely.
carved, and it looks like part of the face of a gargoyle.
Oh.
I'm gonna use my divine sense real quick.
Okay. What do you sense again? I know I said
It does.
Right,
It,
I know,
It
but-
would sense elementals.
It does?
It is elemental.
The one right above
Okay,
there.
that was what I was gonna check.
The one right above there appears to be an elemental.
No, see, that one is a gargoyle.
I'm gonna point at it.
Would I have known that? Is it a thing that?
You wouldn't sense. I guess you wouldn't sense an elemental at all.
I would just sense a thing.
You
I would
sense
go,
a fiend
Yeah.
in one of the stone up there.
That is not what it appears. It feels like that. Well, no, I guess I feel it again over there with him. Yeah. It feels like those creatures that we fought at the Baron's Keep. Be on your guard. It's the only one I feel, though.
Only one you feel.
I'm gonna point
No,
at
he's the
it
only one.
and cast message, and ask it its name.
No response.
No response. I'll try again and say, may we pass here?
No response.
I'm gonna just have my crawl or my
Has
claw.
this
try to open
this
the door.
gargoyle moved at all?
Not at all.
So
No,
why are
it's
we
just-
talking to a gargoyle?
Because I detected
Well, yeah,
it.
I
It's-
know,
it's
but
no, it's totally fair for you to be skeptical.
Yeah, can we just walk past it?
Well, the main entrance to the chateau is up a set of wide stone stairs, but you're already inside.
You're in there.
Oh,
She blew you in. But the main entrance to the chateau is up a set of wide stone stairs, and on each side of the stairs are statues of griffins that have been broken and defaced with filth and muck.
Ooh.
I would like to, really quick. I'll turn to him. Bear with me. I'd like to try something.
Right.
I'm going to point my halberd at that gargoyle, and I'm going to cast Bless on the gargoyle.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
As you do so, you hear like the creak and grinding of stone on stone, and you swear you see that gargoyle twitch.
All right. But nothing else happens.
Nothing else happens.
All right then.
Can I see them down the stairs?
No, because there's a big door there.
What do I see in the room?
You have found yourself.
Found yourself, you have.
I'm all
You
out of
found
shape
yourself in a
Yep.
parlor that's in fairly good shape. There are long couches, a large marble bar, and numerous stuffed animals. The trophies include a buffalo head, a moose head, a complete brown bear, many rabbits, a woodchuck, and a beaver.
Why rabbits?
In the
They're
fireplace
pretty.
is a mostly burned but still recognizable stuffed lynx.
Is there anyone in there in the room with me?
No one, no.
Just all those heads.
And you
Is the
Roll
fireplace
for initiative,
burning?
flower.
are in here.
We're indoors.
You guys are out here.
Oh, we're in here. Are we like right there?
Yeah, you're right there.
About how much distance would you say is between us and the gargoyle?
It's maybe 30 feet up.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, I have to be right under for that to work.
Okay. What you doing?
I was thinking about detecting its thoughts, if it has any, but I would have to be 30 feet to it.
And did you say that fireplace currently had a fire in it?
No, it had a burned but still recognizable lynx.
Okay.
Like a stuffed lynx that's kind of just.
Well, I'm glad it's like that and not just screaming.
I
From
want to
the
go over to the door and slowly open it.
Okay.
You're a flower.
I came back
Keep it
whenever
back.
I went through the
Ah, okay.
Well, as you. Oh, and I actually forgot to draw one other door. Let me fix that problem. There's also a door there.
Oh, that's good.
Alright, as you open that door, you can see stairs leading down and stairs leading up. It appears this door opens onto a landing.
I'm gonna go ahead and go down the stairs while they do the thing.
Alright?
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm
I'll
gonna
get back to you.
open this door as well. With my crawling claw, do that. Just pump up and.
Alright. The doors are unlocked.
Good deal.
It's just thing.
One is stuck tight, but the other opens easily.
Good. Frequently traveled, I'm sure.
And as you open it, beyond the door is a 2-story foyer. You can see that in this foyer, there is a balcony up top. Yeah, right about there, right above the stairs. You can see a door leading off to the right and a door leading off to the left.
Well, I want to open this door
Okay.
because,
Oh, there's a hostile.
yeah, open the door, ready to hit something in the face. No, I'm just kidding.
We shoot the halfling in the face.
I open the door.
You open
I
the door.
immediately put my staff against her throat. God. Oh, why'd you do that to me?
Actually, she is looking down the stairs, and you went down the stairs.
I went
She's
to that one.
Right, she's at the top of the other stairs, looking down at you.
What? Is there 2 stories?
This way's down and this way's.
Yeah, he walked down.
Yes.
Okay,
He
so
walks
you would
down.
walk down.
He's headed down to the lower level.
So stairs took us up here.
Right.
So we're at a higher elevation than this room is.
No.
No?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, I was. Yeah.
Stairs are hard.
So basically, this room that you're in is higher than the room that he entered in. So if he had gone up the stairs, he'd be where you are. But he went down the stairs, and he's standing at like a staircase that leads further down. basically.
Oh, then I wave.
Oh, that produced flame. Ah, did you do that to me?
If I had to hazard a guess.
Hello. So far, so clear. That room's full with dead animals. Don't know why.
That's sad.
Yeah. One was in a fireplace. Don't know why.
Would you care to join the rest of us?
Okay, sure.
As we come inside, there wasn't any sign from that gargoyle. It's just chilling.
Nothing.
Cool. I'm gonna close the door behind us,
Not a bad idea.
so it can't just come. Just
Is there anything we can
Wander
bar the
in.
door with,
It
like a
closes
chair?
with a slam. And as you do so,
Oh.
not like unnatural, just
Oh, okay.
with a slam. And as you close it, Evian looks around and she says, well, search the perimeter, make sure everything's safe. Havor and I will start to set camp here.
Well, we were going to do that anyway. But yes, we will. As you command.
I'm glad you know how to follow orders.
Is there anything we can block
Forgive
the
him,
door
he's
with?
always grumpy before he, well, doesn't sleep. But
Let's lock him out. I'm just kidding. It was a joke.
Yay! So yeah, anything we can prop against the door to prevent that from opening?
Yeah,
A desk or a bookshelf?
in the foyer here, there's not much.
If
Although
nothing else, I can-
you do see here. Let me finish describing the foyer. Yeah, there's the staircase in the little room there. You can see that there's broken arrows, an axe handle, blood stains, and scorch marks here. And the blood, in particular, some of the blood's all over, but one particular smear of blood looks to be headed like smeared as though something were dragged towards the staircase. And yeah, there's the doors on either side of the foyer there.
How fresh does that blood look? Is it
Very
well-aged?
old.
Okay.
Very old.
Okay, that's probably fine.
You do find inside the stairwell area, there's a little door that leads under some of the stairs that looks like a small porter's room.
That's cool.
And inside are 2 bottles of white wine.
Nice.
Ooh, I'm gonna take it.
Both
Yeah.
are actually in good condition.
Sick.
Sweet.
And you can see that one of them is being clutched by a skeleton.
Oh.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
well.
you just missed that little
That's a
detail,
little
did you?
different.
I'll pry that one out.
Alright.
Oh, can
Wine to the
I?
living.
As you pry it out, the skull sort of and tumbles to the ground, landing at your feet, staring up at you with black, empty eyes.
I'll
And
pour out a little.
that,
Pour one for the
that
bodies.
is where we'll take our break for the night. So we'll be back here in about 10 minutes at 8:25.
Thanks, guys.